Hello and welcome to MacPro classes. Myself Piraj Mojumdar, continuing the manufacturing processes, and we have already covered the different chapters of casting, and today we'll be discussing the different numericals, which are very commonly asked during examinations as well as in higher examinations like GATE as well. So we'll be discussing the numericals as well as we'll be having some clear idea and very depthful concept behind the numericals of the casting as well. Okay, so today I have chosen a problem on, I will start solving different types of problems considering the different aspects of castings. Okay, so today first I have chosen a simple problem, a easy one, but a conceptual one that has already arrived during GATE 2008 paper, and it is from the pattern, you can say. Okay, pattern allowance, you better can say. Okay, now the problem says, while cooling, casting of side 40 mm undergoes 3%, 4%, 5% volume shrinkage during the liquid state, phase transition and solid state respectively. The volume of metal compensated from the riser is how much we have to find. So you have to draw the the solidification curve that I already discussed in the previous video. So if anyone have not yet seen the video, what is the solidification curve, you can see my previous video where I have elaborately discussed about the solidification curve for pure metals as well as the alloys also. Okay, so based on that particular solidification curve, we are going to solve this particular problem of casting that is based on pattern allowances. Okay, now let us have the solution. So I already mentioned that you have to, first step in solving a numerical is you have to write the given datas that will help you easily solve the problem. Okay, so look, it says casting of side, it is given, and undergoes 3%, 4%, 5% volume shrinkage during liquid state. So liquid state, the volume shrinkage is given as how much? 3%. And in phase transition, it is given as 4%, and for solid state it is given at 5%. Okay, now the question says the volume of metal compensated, volume, it asks for the volume of metal compensated from the riser, for the riser. How much volume will be compensated by the riser only? Okay, so say we are considering it as a pure metal, as because there is no mention of alloys. So for the curve, we already know how to draw the curve. The curve is somewhat like this one, say this one, somewhat this one. Okay, now look what it says. Sorry, this one, maybe this one. Now you already know the different aspects of this particular curve. So this is your liquid section, this is liquid plus solid, and this is your solid section. Okay, now it is given as the liquid state, the shrinkage is 3%. Okay, for phase transition, look, you already know here is the freezing begins from here, and here this is also known as FT. So this point and this point having the same temperature, as because phase transition takes place. So for phase transition it is given as 4%. Now this point is the pouring temperature, you already know, I have already discussed in the previous class, and this point is known as room temperature also. Okay, so from this curve you can easily determine that 3 shrinkages provided in this particular curve. You can write it as liquid state it is 3%, for phase transition it is 4%, and for solid state it is going to be 5%. Okay, so look, solidification is freezing, freezing starts from here, and it get at this point the total metal is solidified, and from this point the solid metal starts losing its temperature, and at this point it comes to the normal temperature or liquid room temperature, you can say. Okay, so now what we have to find? The volume of metal compensated from the riser. Now look, riser you already know. So if I draw the diagram again, look, I have drawn this diagram many a times while giving lecture on casting, as because this diagram is the mother diagram of casting. From this diagram you will easily try to remember and also easily visualize what I am saying to you. Okay, so you can see again, this is the pouring basin, this is the sprue, this is the runner, this is the gate, this is your riser, and this is the mold cavity. This one is the mold cavity. Okay, now look, what is the function of riser? Again, there are two function I already mentioned. So two function, first function, it acts as indicator whether the mold cavity is sufficiently filled with molten metal or not. So you can easily have an idea by the flow of the metal through the riser. So you can easily say that now the molten cavity is sufficiently filled in the mold cavity. That is the one function. But the main function of riser, this is also one of the main function, but for this particular, for solving numerical, the main function of the riser is it helps in compensation of liquid shrinkage, not the solid shrinkage, but liquid shrinkage. Look, liquid shrinkage means from here to here. This is the liquid shrinkage. So, and this one, from this one to this one, there may be a shrinkage also. So for this shrinkage, we are allowing the pattern. So it is known as pattern allowance to compensate shrinkage for this portion. That is a solid shrinkage. Okay, but for liquid shrinkage, the riser comes into action. What happens when the molten metal is poured into this particular molten cavity? What happens if at the liquid state it gets shrinked, or there is need of extra material, that is a molten metal? The riser provides the adequate amount of molten metal from this direction to this direction. So the molten metal comes from this direction to this direction. So it eventually fills the required portion of the molding cavity, and it helps in reducing the liquid shrinkage. So that is the function of riser, is to provide enough metal to avoid this liquid shrinkage. Okay, now what it says, the volume of metal compensated from the riser, it is given as percentage. So you can see from here 3% and 4% is being compensated by the riser only. So you can simply write the volume of metal that is being compensated from the riser is 3% plus 4%, that is 7% only. So that is the answer, 7%. So it is a simple problem, but there in the background there is a good concept. So it will clear, I think it will clear your concept behind the function of the riser. Next we will move on to another problem. Now look, the next problem I have taken from GATE 2004. It says gray cast iron block 200, the dimension is given as 200 into 100 into 10 millimeter, are to be cast in sand molds, and the shrinkage allowance for pattern making, it is given as 1%. So and the ratio, it has asked the ratio of the volume of pattern to that of the casting. So first you will write gray cast iron, and the question is to find volume of pattern to the volume of casting. We have been asked to find out. Okay, so that will be our objective, to find this one ratio. Now look, there is a concept, very important concept, you must take a note somewhere. Look, for metal we have got, say for now only, say two type of metal is very important in the concept of allowance. Okay, say one is gray cast iron and another are the rest of all metals, you can say. Okay, rest of all metals. Now what happens for all the metals when it solidifies from liquid state to solid states? It shrinks in volume. But for grey cast iron, it expands. That is the difference. That only you have to keep in mind in order to solve this type of problems. That simple thing you have to just keep in mind. Okay. So you must keep in mind that grey cast iron expands or volume increases after solidification. That you have to keep in mind. So that's why this problem, look, this gate problem are always the special ones. So they have given the grey cast iron, not simply a metal. So they have mentioned grey cast iron. That is the beauty of this particular problem. Okay. Now look, we already discussed that, we already know that riser compensates only the first part and second part. The third part is given by the pattern allowance. Okay, you already know that thing. Okay, so simply you can write as this one as pattern, the riser, and for the last one, for this one is a pattern allowance. You can write over here pattern allowance. So you already know this one and this one is the liquid shrinkage and this one is the solid shrinkage. Okay, so this one you know already. Okay, now what happens, say we have to find the volume of pattern by volume of casting. Okay, now look, for normal materials, what we are having, if we have a pattern similar to that of the casting required, then what will happen after the solidification? It will sink and you will obtain a lesser volume. Okay, so for rest of the materials, for all of the metals, you have to produce a larger shape or larger volume of pattern than required for the final product or casting, you can say. So volume of pattern should always be greater than the volume of casting for each and every metals. But for this particular case, you have to keep in mind that the pattern should be less than the casting, the final product, you can say. Why? As because this grey cast iron expands on solidification. That means it will expand and it will fit the required casting. Now what happens if you take similar size of pattern and casting for this particular grey cast iron? What will happen after solidification? It will be enlarged and the required casting product will be somewhat bigger than the specification. So that will be the defect. So for this particular grey cast iron, the volume of the pattern should be greater than the volume of the casting. You should keep in mind. That is the important concept behind this particular problem. Now generally what happens, one more concept I would like to share with you. In pattern allowance, what happens, pattern allowance means, you already know pattern allowance, the different types I have already discussed in my previous videos. It is given by, in numerical, we use the formula as pattern size minus casting size. Okay. So look, for all the metals, this pattern allowance is coming to be positive. Why? Because you have to make the pattern size much bigger than the casting size, so as to compensate the shrinkage allowance. You are getting my point? Now for grey cast iron, what happens? This pattern allowance becomes negative. Why? As because I have already told you, when that grey cast iron solidifies, it expands. But for other metals, for any metals, what happens? This particular metal shrinks after solidification. but for cast iron it expands. Okay, so we have to keep the pattern size smaller in case of grey cast iron. That's why the pattern allowance is coming to be negative in case of grey cast iron. Okay, so let us solve the particular problem. Now look, so casting, I will write here casting and pattern. We have to find the ratio of the volume. Okay, pattern and casting. Okay, now look, grey cast iron block 200 into 100 into 10 millimeter are to be cast. So this is the dimension of the casting to be made. Okay, now I can write it as L equal to 200, W equal to width, it is length, it is width. Okay, so 100, so these are all millimeter you can write. Okay, now height is given as 10 millimeter. Okay, now for pattern, look, shrinkage allowance for pattern is 1%. Okay, now look, if somehow it becomes a different metal, not grey cast iron, so what will be the pattern size then at that time? So at that time it will be, we have to add this 1%. So that will be your 200 into 101 by 100. That will be the ultimate product, the size you can say. Okay, that is the size, or you can simply 200 into 1.01. That will be the length, and width will be 100 into 1.01. Similarly, H will be 10 into 1.01. So that will be in case of any other metals. But in this particular problem, that's why this is the special type of problem. They have given grey cast iron. We have to keep in mind that we have to produce the pattern in smaller size. That means we have to minus this 1%. So it will come around 200 into 0.99. You are getting my point? So you have to minus 1%. Look, for every other material, you have to add 1%. So adding 1% means 101 by 100, that is 1.01. Now for this pattern, for this grey cast iron, we have to minus. So it will be coming, the multiplying factor will be 0.99. For width, it will be 100 minus 0.99, sorry, into 0.99. Okay, and for height it will be 10 into 0.99. Okay, now we have to calculate VP. Say VP is the volume of the pattern, and by VC, that is the volume of casting. So volume of pattern you can write 200 into 100 into length, width and height. You have to simply multiply 10 by VC. VC is how much? 200 into, say I am writing this one part first, then I am writing this one part. Okay, so 100 into 10 and 0.99 Q you can write. Okay, so this will cancel out, so it will coming 1 by 0.99 Q only, so it will come around 0.97 only. Okay, so you can see VP equal to 0.97 VC. So that will be the final answer, and you can see the VP, that is the volume of pattern, should be always lesser than the volume of casting in case of grey cast iron. That is the important thing you must keep in mind. The next problem is from GATE 2016 paper. It is from the solidification curve. As you can already see, the solidification curve is given over here. Now look, the problem says, as the heat is removed from a molten metal of mass 2 kg at a constant rate of 10 kilowatt till it is completely solidified. Assuming uniform temperature throughout the volume of the metal during solidification, the latent heat you have to find of fusion of the metal is what? Okay, so you already know this is the phase change, and here is the latent heat calculation. So it is given as kilojoule per kg. You have to find the latent heat. Okay, now look, we have given this particular curve. So it says 0 second and it is 1023 K. Okay, so this is the time. Say these are the in seconds. You can see 10, 20, 30. So these points are 10, this point is 20, this is the 30. Okay, okay. Now one more thing is given over here, that is the power. Now look, For this region, it is L plus S, you can say. It is transition phase, you can say, transition area, you can say. So we can simply look for first we'll the given data is P equal to 10, P is power, so I can write it from here, 10 kilowatt I can write. Okay, now H this one, for this one here H I can write as H equal to M into L, I can write, no problem in that. Okay, so heat is given as M is the mass, okay, and L is the latent heat required. So this one we have to find. Now how to find it? One more data is given over here as P equal to 10 kilowatt. Okay, so from this pressure, pressure not, this is the power. So from this power can also be written in the form of heat, that is rate of doing work, so heat, the rate of heat transfer you can write. So heat you can write Q by T, as because it is given as kilowatt, watt means 10 joule per second you can write. Okay, so you can write simply this one. Now this Q can already also be written as H, so H by T I can write as 10 kilojoule per second I can write. Okay, now look, we have 2H, you can see, so let us name it as 1 and it is 2. So if you substitute the H value, so we'll have this one. If you substitute the value of H, M into L in this one, so it will be M into L by T equal to 10 kilojoule per second. Okay, now we have to find the mass as well as T in order to find the latent heat. Okay, now look, mass how we have to find? Look, this is given, it is removed from molten metal of mass 2 kg is already given, so you can write it as 2. Latent heat we don't know. Now the time, so it says the latent heat of fusion, so latent heat of fusion is only occurring this area only, for this one area. So you can, for time you can have this one 20 and 10, so the difference is 10, so you can simply write it as 10. Okay, now this will 10 kilojoule per second. Okay, so look, once again, mass is already given as 2 kg. T, where you can find T? For T you have to consider this region. Okay, so for this region it is giving 20 and 10, the difference between 20 and 10 is 10, so I am writing 10, so it will be 5 and L will be 50 kilojoule per kg. So that much amount of latent heat of fusion of the metal is required during solidification. So that is the answer, 50 kilojoule per kg. So this one is the last problem for today's session. I have taken this problem from GATE 2016 paper. This says grey cast iron blocks of size 100 into 50 into 10, that is the dimension is given over here, with a central spherical cavity. This is a different one from the previous one. So this is the beauty of this particular problem. They are saying that the casting should be having a central spherical cavity, and again it is grey cast iron. Okay, so you must keep in mind two things over here. It is grey cast iron and having a central spherical cavity. So length is given as 100, width is 50, and height is given as 10, and also the dia of the central cavity is given as 4 millimeter as well. Okay, is to be sand cast, and the shrinkage allowance for the pattern, again for the shrinkage allowance, pattern allowance I can write as 3%, that is the shrinkage allowance. Okay, find the ratio of the volume of the pattern to the volume of the casting. So we have to find volume of the pattern by volume of the casting, that is the ratio we have to find. Now look, it is a hollow casting. Okay, so there comes a new you can say the concept. Okay, look, in normal metals, for normal metals, or you can say simply metals other than grey cast iron, simply metals, what happens, you already know, after the solidification it shrinks. Okay, that is, it reduces its dimensions. What happens, say we are having a hollow casting. What happens, these hollow castings? So say this one is the outer dia and this one say is the inner dia. Okay, what happens after the solidification, the dimension is reduced, that is, it will shrink. As because of that, due to the shrinkage, thickness will reduce. As because it will shrink, so thickness will reduce. This one is the thickness, so it will reduce, it will come closer. So when it will come closer, what will happen, this internal dia or internal hole, this will increase. As because this will come closer, this one, as because after the shrinkage, after the solidification it will shrink, that is, the thickness will shrink, and so the inner dia, that is the D0, will increase. For normal metals, that is the case. Okay, now for grey cast iron, what will happen? For grey cast iron, the just opposite, you have to remember, just opposite will happen. Look what will happen. For this particular casting, they are saying that we have to make a hollow casting. So let us again draw the same picture. So this is your DI and say this is your D outer. Okay, now for this case, what will happen? In grey cast iron, thickness will increase just opposite to the normal metal. Okay, so it is grey cast iron. For grey cast iron, thickness will increase, as because after the solidification it will expand. That's why this thickness will increase. This thickness will increase, and what will happen? This inner dia will reduce so as to increase the thickness. So the new one will be such like that. So it will decrease. Okay. So you have to keep in mind, while casting hollow casting, normal metal, what will happen? Thickness will, you can take a note somewhere if you want to remember that thing. This is very important. For normal metal, what will happen if you have to make a hollow casting? Thickness will reduce and internal dia will increase. And for grey cast iron, what will happen? Thickness will increase and hence internal dia will decrease. You have to keep in mind. That is the beauty of this particular problem. For this particular grey cast iron, internal dia will decrease. That is the beauty of this point. Okay. Now, if you remember this thing, this is very easy problem for you. Okay. So simply now you have to find the volume of pattern to the volume of casting, just like similar one. The previous one I have already solved. Okay. So let us try to solve the problem. So let us write the different calculations. So casting, similarly to the previous problem, we have already solved. So casting and pattern. So the dimensions are L equal to 100. I have already written over here. W equal to 50. H equal to 10. For pattern, it will be how much? 3% increase. So shrinkage allowance is given as 3%. Okay. Look, you have to consider shrinkage allowance. Now shrinkage allowance is given as 3%. Okay. Look, for pattern, L will be how much? Can you say? This L will be similar to the previous problem. It will be 100 into 0.97. Why it is 0.97? Because you have to make a smaller size of pattern in case of gray cast iron, as because after solidification it will expand. So 3% you have to reduce. Okay, but for any other metal you have to add 3%. That will be the Simke challenge for another material. Similarly, W you can write 100. This is the length, width and height. 100. This is 50. So it will be 50 into 0.97, and for a height it will be 10 into 0.97. But diameter, here is one more thing, is diameter. So diameter you can write over here as 4 millimeter, and radius you can also write 2 millimeter. But for pattern, what will happen for pattern? The dimension of the diameter, or you can say radius, so it will be 4 into 1.03. Why? As because you have to make diameter larger. Why? Because in gray cast iron the inner diameter will shrink, as because thickness will increase. Similarly, radius will be 2 into 1.03. So you are getting my point. As because you have to add, so it will be 4 into 100, 3 by 100. Okay, so that is the concept. So this much if you understand, you have solved 90% of the problem. Now simply you have to find Vp by Vc. This is a very simple school level mathematics, you can see. So the volume will be how much? We have to volume of pattern by volume of casting. It is a hollow cylinder. You have to keep in one thing, you have to keep in mind. So volume will be how much? Length into width into height, minus you have to minus this inner the hollow part, inner hollow part. Okay, so that will be 4/3 pi r cube, spherical part. Okay, similarly for the casting also, L into W into H minus 4/3 pi r cube. So for this is the casting, for this is the pattern. Just you simply put the values. LWH for pattern and R for pattern as well. Similarly for casting, LWH for casting and R for casting as well. Now simply putting the value, you will be getting the value of 0.912. So you can see, so it is Vp by Vc. So you can see Vp equal to 0.912. That is also coming lesser than the volume of the casting. So volume of the pattern is lesser than the volume of the casting. So that's all for today's session. Hope you have enjoyed and learned a lot about how to solve the different problems coming out of the patterns as well as the solidification curve. Hope you have enjoyed today's session. Thank you for watching.